Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of 21 properties from not only the last few days. I went back a couple weeks and I said, what did we really miss while we were gone? I hope you had a great vacation, a great New Year's. And we're going to start off with the first one. Before we do that, look at how screwed up the map can be. This property on Sanderson is showing in Alberta, and believe me, that's not the only problem with that listing. I'll tell you more about it if you stay tuned. And so anyway, so what I do is I sort by price here. I click this price tab because whenever I do a multi-day, it tends to show them in the order of the day and not the price. And so I find that going from low to high is the easiest way to review. So if you're following along, just click that price button. We start off with this one on Maple, 234. It's on the first floor, and it's a one-bedroom plus den. It doesn't show the +1 under the bedroom field, but it is there. You can see it down in the room measurements, and it certainly looks like it's capable of getting this price. Sometimes people aren't thrilled about being on the first floor for fear of strangers accessing it, but as I've said many times on Daily Homes, we don't live in the hood, so I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Next one up is on the fourth floor at Maple Crossing, same development, $299 is the price, and it's a Hampton model, which is a little under 900 square feet. 2-bedroom, 1 washroom, and I'll talk about the pricing in just a second. If you look at the photos, they are nothing special, but on the fourth floor you have that nice 12-foot ceiling that gently cascades down here. So it kind of resembles like a smaller Windsor model. And the problem I have with this, and kids skate on this too, it's a nice little view. The problem I have with this is that the Windsors usually list for around this price. So you figure for a home that's probably more than about 120, 130 square feet less, with only 1 bathroom, the Windsors have 2, is it worthy of pricing at that point? They get a premium for the ceilings, but I still think it's a little bit high. But here's the part I want to show you is that the closing they're looking for is February 12th, so that's in a little over 30 days. So I think we've got a motivated seller here, and I'm sure that they would look at any offer that showed up in their hands. So $233.97 I think is a pretty reasonable maintenance fee given the age of the building. Willingdon is a Mattamy village town, so it's 1051 square feet. It's an Ashfield model, single car garage, no condo fees. So this is a great alternative for a condo. You can see they've got upgraded appliances, they've got pot lights, upgraded flooring and Berber carpet. It's high for this model. We don't see this model sell for more than $325 very often at all. Even with nice upgrades, there's a park down at the end of the street. Because of the scarcity and there's not much around, they might get close to $330, but even then I'd be surprised. We've seen this model in the last 6 months probably go, I think the lowest is $302 or $307, and again, not many have crossed that $325 barrier. Most of the recent ones have come back into the $320s after a bit of a dry spell. So 19 miles, $389.9. This is actually a really neat home. This area is really cool. They've got a little, it's almost like a little man cave here. You've got a couch and there's a beer fridge, and you could rent this out, I think. I mean, it sounds like there's hydro, there's heat. You could use it as a garage and workshop if you're mechanically inclined. The house has some renovation to it. It feels very choppy when you're inside. The cabinets kind of feel like a little up and down. It doesn't have a flow to it in the kitchen. It almost looks like they use spare cabinets, at least to me when I saw it. And then there's your front room there, which opens up to the kitchen in this doorway. It's kind of an interesting home, but I know for a fact that homes very close to this one, the land itself, where they've basically bought the home and then tore it down and put a new one in, have sold around this price. So at $389, I think it's land value. It's, I think, the second home in from Bronte, so you do hear the road noise. You see the big brown building too, but we're going to see more and more development on the west side of Bronte, so get used to seeing some buildings there. Anyway, overall, I think this one is priced pretty well given what else is sold, and I like that workshop in the back. Brandon Terrace is 409, 1,400 square feet plus a finished basement, 2-car parking in the driveway. Now it's a great looking kitchen. That's not always the most functional door to access. You got to walk all the way around your countertop, but well done. I mean, they certainly they've dressed this one up. You can see even the vacuum lights. These guys obviously mean business. Upgraded light fixtures are a great addition for any home selling because the builder ones are comparable. And there's your basement. So nice, clean, tidy. The only complaint I have for this one, sorry, the screen keeps moving, is Brandon Terrace is very close to the 401. It's got great access to the commercial district, so the movie theater, LA Fitness, Casey's, and all the restaurants there. Even getting onto the 401 is great, but the one thing is you just hear a lot of the 401 being this close. Wedham Heights is a Mattamy home, 1987 square feet. It's a Southbury. It's listed at $439. Very renovated versions of this home have sold easily in the $450, $460 range. So at $440, they're obviously not playing for the top dollar, top upgraded. But I think they look nice. I think they've got neutral colors. Now, respectfully, and not trying to insult anybody, what I call this is the cheap man's crown molding, because it's just a line of paint, but it has a nice effect. It actually brings the eyes up, creates some balance with your baseboards, and it's a little different, and I think a little nicer than just a flat wall. So they did a nice thing there. I think the pride of ownership is there with this home. $439 seems like a pretty good price. This one on Pettigrew is a little bit smaller. But what they have, so they've got one room here, plus they've got the kitchen with the island and the eat-in. Nice big bedrooms upstairs. The ensuite's a nice size. And then there's a finished basement, all in. Total living space about 1,900 square feet. Probably about 15 on the top floor and then 400 downstairs. Nice big pie-shaped lot here too. $440 for this one is a nice price. It's you don't get the same lot premium for a semi versus a detached. But all in, this is a good deal. I mean, this home without that lot, would be, I think, not that far from this price here. Ruddy Crescent, $469. We've got a Joy model, which I can't stand. You walk right through the only room in the house on the main floor is a big family room, and you got to walk right through the middle of it to access your kitchen plus the eat-in. I think it's a very poor layout for the amount of size it has, and it's got a finished basement done by the builder. The location's good, right by the new Colson School. $469, the model has sold for that if it's got some upgrades. It would not be my first choice at all for that price range. You get something like this on Webull, 1,600 square feet, no finished basement, so you're obviously less size, but you've got some upgrading in here. You've got the hardwood floors, hand scraped. It's a Plan 3. It's 1,600 square feet. They've extended the cabinets up, but it's still an 8-foot ceiling. It's a smart move. It's a good upgrade. They deleted the bulkheads in the kitchen. Get a lot more space there. And then you also have you've got the interlock in the back, which you don't find with a lot of homes in this area just because of the age. There's just not many people that after a year or two decide to do that stuff. Usually we start to see the landscape in the interlock when people have been there for 5 years, when they're really settled in, or the second buyer comes in and the other stuff's already done, and then they invest some money in that. Wallace Way, $489, probably about 10, 11 years old. You could probably do 2 cars side by side in this driveway here. Bit of a California style where you've got the tile here throughout both these areas, and because you've got a living dining in the front, what we see some people do is they do a kitchen island here, and then they just have a big dining room here, and then you've got the other room where hopefully you can put some hardwood. You could work with this. Even the color of these cabinets is not hard to change. It's easy to stain them. You could probably get somebody for about less than $1,500. You could probably have all of these facings refinished, do a dark wood, change the appliances, and then you've still got an upgraded countertop here as well. 4 bedrooms. They're all good sized rooms, but they're not huge. They're enough that they're good for most people. And then a great 135-foot lot. So big fan of this one. And then Donnelly listed before that one at $499, $10,000 higher. Same floor plan, really. There's no difference here. There's your kitchen plus your family room. Different perspective with photos. I mean, they don't look like the same home from the photos. A bit of upgrading on the floors. I would have put this slide so it at least landed on some grass for the poor kids, but $499, I just don't think these guys compete with the other one. Even if you rip the tile out of the family room, it's not that expensive. Caver Hill's $5,049, about 1,850 square feet. Wyndham Corner, And so you've got usually the corners have a separate living, separate dining, which they're using here as a separate sitting area. Plus you've got family, and then you got your kitchen with an upgraded counter. I don't think this one looks bad at all for the price. And there's another version of that I'll show you in just a second. Lederman 3 days ago, you could have bought it for $499, or at least that's what they were listed for. Now they're at $515. Usually I give a slap to the owner for that. Today I'm giving a slap to the agent, because why would you list a home? You can't sell it for $499. So what do? Let's put it at $515. At that point, I'd say, Mr. Seller, you are not a rational person. I'm sorry I can't work with you. And unfortunately, they're at $515. They're not going to sell for that. I hope they cross 5. I don't think they will. I think the right price is where the first digit starts with a 4. 1645 Clark, listed at $519. It's actually another agent that owns this one. I've got a couple of those in today's list. And so it's a Powell model, 1,900 square feet, hardwood floors, it looks like on both levels. The extra pantry in the kitchen is an upgrade. And looks like they're running out of space with the kids' rooms. And then you get a finished basement here. $519, not a bad price. Walking distance to Watson Park. Clark is a little bit busier, but you get the longer driveway, which is nice. McDougall is $546. This one has real potential. It's a Newport. It's a little less than 2,000 square feet. It's between 19 and 2,000. Plus, it's got a finished basement, double car garage, nice open concept main floor, and 9-foot ceilings in this model make a huge difference. So there's no photos on this one, but I can tell you that it's very good. You might be able to find the floor plan if you type in Mattamy Newport in Google. I've got it somewhere on the computer, but the bottom line is this one has the bathroom downstairs, just a powder room, but it's a place to go if you're watching movies. I like it. No pictures, but I think it's got really, really strong potential from what I'm reading. Tonelli Lane is about 2,300 square feet. It's one of the kind of split level designs. $559 is the price. And we've got some hardwood floors, pretty open concept design. You either love these or you hate them. There's a little office nook up here with the 3-bedroom. And really the 4-bedroom is pretty cramped. So I find the 3 is much, much nicer from a showing perspective. The thing about this room is that if you're watching TV, you'll probably hear it up in the bedrooms just because of the way it's set up. And but they've got nice stuff in here. I think $559, we've seen this home, this model, sell up in the high 5s easily. Sanderson, this is the one, if you remember, it's mapped in Alberta, which is ridiculous. Just a lot of weird stuff here. I think the photos are terrible. That door is very low. I'd probably hit my head on that, and I'm 6'4", which I never understood from the builder's perspective. There's no dishwasher here. This is an agent selling his own home. And what I find is, okay, so look, that's a detached home. In the description, you can read here, luxury brand new townhome. And it's not really 5 bedrooms, it's 4 upstairs, plus there's 1 down in the basement, which is the only thing that's finished. So I'm not sure what that would look like. Anyway, pictures are bad, description isn't accurate, it's mapped wrong, so there's just a comedy of errors with that listing. 648 Snyder, I think they were at like $599 or something last year. I didn't look it up. It's a bit of blurry pictures. Actually, if you check the virtual tour, the pictures are better in the virtual tour. Hardwood throughout the main floor. This is a high price for a single car garage home, about 2,100 square feet. Here's my whole thing. Couple points about this home. You want to show some snow. You want to have some current pictures. Yeah, it costs probably between $100 and $200 to get a photographer out to do them. But the problem is that what if somebody looks at this listing and thinks, wow, this one's been listed since the summer, because it looks like summer photos. The second thing is that I think one of your 9 photos should be devoted to a pretty kick-butt backyard. Look at the pond behind here. It's beautiful, and it's not one of the 9 photos, and that's fascinating to me. They're going to have a real tough time for a couple reasons on this one. Vickerman is $635. We've got a 5-bedroom. We've got more than 3,000 square feet. Possession after February 15th. Okay, that's enough that it kind of guides you. And I think most people buying right now are probably looking to close after that. I believe this is a sundial home, but there's no photos inside here, so we don't have a lot of information. Norris, I think, is a great deal, and so they're down to $639. They were higher last year, and so there's not a lot of selection right now. 50 by 80 feet, 2,600 square feet. And so it's not super fancy inside, but I think that this home would show really well. Hardwood floors. You've got a great finished basement here. The nice thing about a deck closer to your fence in the back of the property is that you actually have more privacy against the fence than you do closer to the house. And I just think they've taken really good care of this home. Norris is a very nice, quiet street. The kids can play hockey outside. Great family home, and I think the price at $640 is definitely kicking. The siding some people may have issues with, but the thing about that bundle is that when you buy the home with the siding, you get the nice second floor balcony, and so it's a bit of a trade-off there. Dewar is $699. Looks like a very impressive home here. Well done wainscoting. You've got the fridge with the cabinets on the outside. Upgrades everywhere. Nice finishes, finished basement, and then you also have a yard. And I bet you there's some cool stuff underneath here that they're not showing. The barbecue looks like it's built into a little brick setup here, and there's a pond right behind. So there'd be some great views from the bedrooms. And you can see where Dewar Court is. It's right here. You get up to Woodward and Maple. You got lots of commercial stuff here. It's a great, you could probably walk to the GO train from this home, I would say, in no more than about 10 or 15 minutes. So it's got a lot of locational things that I think are very, very positive. I could certainly see them getting somewhere around that $699. So that's the list for the day. If you have any questions, give us a call. And I want to welcome you back to the 2014 season of Milton Daily Homes. At the end of February is our 4-year anniversary, if you can believe that. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.